So this is what a vagina feels like? I'm guessing I'll also wake up in a pool of my own blood at some point. Also, I'd let all the homies hit it, just for the hell of it. You wake up and discover that you've become the opposite gender. Everyone treats you as if you've been this other gender your entire life. What do you do? Welcome to another story time from Alien Radio. I'm your host Andrew. Today's going to be a wild ride. Before we go anywhere, why not hit the like button, subscribe and ring the bell. If you don't, I will block Hentai Haven on all of your devices. Anyways, let's get into the stories. Look down and evaluate if my feet can be monetized. Realistically, I'd probably start doubting my own sanity pretty fast. Check old photos to try and understand what is going on. Hey. Just realized if you're mentally different you'll be fine. So in that case, I'd go get shredded to hell. Building muscle is an absolute pain in the ass for women. You get so little back for what you put in compared to people with testosterone flooding their systems. As a currently pregnant woman, I'm very concerned about what the implications could be here. Am I still pregnant? Is my husband now a woman and he's the pregnant one? Did my future child just cease to exist? I would be so confused. Start saving money to transition back, I guess, socially transition in the meantime. I've seen gender dysphoria in action, and it seems like a nightmare. I don't think I'd be as chill as the other people in this post say they'd be. I definitely wouldn't be able to just go, oh, okay. I'm this gender now. No big deal. I think when you're cis it's hard to imagine what dysphoria is really like. It's beyond being unhappy with yourself, your very being feels completely removed from who you are, and it feels like such trash. Masturbate till I pass out. Likely a valid answer regardless of the gender change direction. Literally everyone I've ever known to be asked this question has answered it this way when I was in school, before joining Reddit, and every time it's asked on Reddit. Everyone wants to know how green the grass is on the other side and how hard it comes. Oh ho ho, there was a glitchant matrix about this actually happening to someone. The person had a brain injury and apparently all memories the person had before that were of the opposite gender. She had to learn to walk in heels and how to use tampons and stuff all over again in her mid-20s. If I turned to the opposite gender, I'd switch majors to comp sci and go work at Google or Microsoft. Girls in comp sci are highly sought after. Get ready for all the guys who think you only got hired for being a woman though and won't take you seriously even though you have the same degree as them. Source: Woman in tech who is a man will finally be listened to. Edit. If you want proof, just look at some of the people responding to me. I would ducking celebrate. No more periods? No more worrying about getting pregnant? I can play video games without assholes or creeps insulting me for my gender. Sign me the duck up. Edit. Guys, you don't need to take this comment so seriously. No one is actually getting a sex change from this Reddit question, and I know toxicity exists against guys too. Live the rest of my life as the opposite sex, what else would I do? So you would simply accept it, regardless of all your memories of a life as your original gender? I mean, it's reality at that point. There's not a lot of use in not accepting it. I guess surgery is an option, but honestly rolling with it seems easier. Trans folks have a tough life. Also, anyone I tried to talk with about it would think I was crazy as they would remember that I was always female. Seems like the least traumatic option is to simply embrace my new life as a lesbian and be done with it. Also, I'm not entirely sure how much I'd even trust my own memories if I was clearly a woman and everyone I know remembered me as always being a woman. If anything, I might try and get myself treated for my presumed false memories before I jump to it must have been magic. Honestly, I'd probably be overjoyed. I'm not entirely cis but not dysphoric uncomfortable enough to transition and deal with all the crap that entails, like second puberty, so it would be a win-win for me. Edit. Holy crap, there are so many of us. This is amazing. Me too. I'd be pretty happy being a guy. I'm not entirely comfortable with who I am as a woman, but not at all interested in making the changeover. So this scenario would suit me perfectly. I personally don't have much dysphoria discomfort, but I'm trans and chose to transition, and it's been great. Although it's also a lot due to me being in trans-friendly spaces. Feel free to PM me, being trans without dysphoria is definitely a thing, it never would have occurred to me I was trans a year ago. It would actually be great. I suffer from chronic epididymitis, so not having balls would be a huge pain relief. Plus now I could go into childcare like I've always wanted to without constantly being thought of as a pedophile. This is super heartbreaking. I'm so sorry that you're not able to pursue your dream and be carefree about it. Edit. I'm a teacher, and if this commenter or anyone else would like to message me about the teaching field, I would love to talk to you. In high school, I wanted to do some babysitting, child sitting as a way to get some pocket money. Everything was always good, right up until I was a guy with long hair. The fact that I was in high school was fine, that they didn't know me was fine. But heaven forbid I be a guy. Two of them even told me that my hair made me look like a rapist. I had it in a ponytail. I got a job snow shoveling instead. Suck all the dicks. You could do that anyway, to be fair. What's stopping you? This might be too much info, but since you guys asked, basically I'm into crossdressing, and finding good dicks to suck in this lifestyle is much easier said than done. Getting into girl mode takes a ton of time and effort on my part to look sexy and passable, and even when I pull it off, the type of men who approach me and the way they do it is dismal, to put it lightly. It often feels like I'm the backup plan for men who repeatedly strike out with real women. As a result, I find myself rarely if ever attracted to men, and instead lean towards big dick trans girls who rarely want anything to do with me. On the other hand, if I woke up one day a real woman, not only would I not have to spend hours transforming myself to look and feel feminine, but I imagine the pool of dicks available to me would be much deeper as well. Welp, I guess I'm now a lesbian. I'm going to have a serious discussion with my straight wife as to why she married and remains married to me. And also I'd be very curious as to where our kids came from. I'm guessing there's going to be a messy and very weird divorce in my future, with a strong possibility everyone's going to think I've gone nuts. But you've always been a woman, and your wife married a woman. So, that shouldn't be a problem. She has apparently been a lesbian all along. She had kids, either through donor fertilization or affairs, but you'll need to figure that one out. I don't think divorce is a sure thing. Hey, you never know, it could be another immaculate conception. Just keep a close eye on those kids and be on the lookout for any wine where there should have been water. As I understand it, this is in the realm of possible, but more or less infinitely improbable. Mammalian egg cells can do it, but they're always non-viable for whatever reason, and so far as we know have never produced offspring. We're especially sure of this in humans. Also, my Christian theology's weak, but wasn't the Immaculate Conception Mary's conception, so that God would have a worthy vessel to produce Jesus? So far as I know, Mary's still considered to have two human parents. God just blessed 'em real good or something. Explore life as the opposite gender. What do periods feel like? Probably painful as hell, but at least I'd relate to what my female friends experience. Also, I'd obviously explore my sexuality. As a man, I'm attracted to women, making me heterosexual. How would that hold up in a female body? Would I start being attracted to men? Would I still be attracted to women? Also, toys. Also, clothing. So many options to choose from. Would I still wear flannel shirts and jeans then? Or makeup, even? Knowing my own tastes, I'd probably go full goth, with piercings and more tattoos. So many things to try out. And if it turns out I hate the whole thing, I could always try and reverse the whole process, or live my life as a woman if it can't be reversed. I feel fine in my male body, but I think I'd also feel fine in a female body. Same. Even though I've had to deal with sexism most of my life and education, gender isn't a core part of who I am. I wouldn't be bothered if I became male, and it would be nice to not have to deal with the pressure of being the only woman in the room. I would really miss my female body. Gender is not a big deal to me, but as I'm fit and healthy, I really like the effect it has on my body. The muscles in my legs and abs, the curves of my hips and breasts, the bones of my clavicle and ribs. I feel very at home in my body, finally. I can't imagine having a male body and loving it as much. I've never really been a fan. The big feet, the long coarse body hair, the narrow hips. Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.